Hi guys, how are you? I hope you are fine and doing well. I'm glad to see you again in my videos here. I'm Muhammad Saeed. Today we are going to talk about or to continue our topics from the last videos. As you remembered, in the last video I made a simple scenario about the voice over IP and how to configure it, how to configure IP phones locally and remotely. We talked about how to configure it, how to configure trunk VLAN, and how to configure also switch access, mode access, and how to configure also the switch voice VLAN. But as you know, packet tracer maybe it doesn't support every command and every keywords in Cisco, so I decided to make a new video, and I make it in GNS3, as you see here. Where is it? Yes. As you see here, this is our topology today. This is our scenario we are going to talk about. As you see here, I have two routers. Each routers, they are supported by CME, Call Manager Express, Cisco Call Manager Express. I have Cisco Call Manager Express 1 and Cisco Call Manager Express 2, and they are connected remotely through serial link. And also the Cisco here, this router connected with switch, and the switch connected with the IP phone, and this IP phone is related to the interface loopback for Windows 7, and this router connected with this switch, and the switch connected with the IP phone 2, and this IP phone 2, it's connected, it's a virtual, like for XP Windows, which I did it in the VMware here, as you see here. Yes, you can download the VMware, and if you have a Windows 7, you want to download this version 7.1 with this build number. So this is very important, to work properly and good. So I use the XP here, and I set up the Cisco IP Communicator in this Windows. Also as you see here in this cloud and this cloud, they are different, they are separated through remotely. But in the first here in this video, I don't want to start with the physical configuration. We want to talk a little bit about the CME, and what is the CME and how does it work, and also I want to talk about something interesting, topics like destination patterns and how can we use it, and also how can I configure through remotely, and also how can I configure if I have the analog the analog area or the analog media here, like analog phone, or if I have a PSTN or IPPBX, sorry, how I can configure it, and how can I use the dual peer, dial peer, and yes, we have many things today to talk about. So I want to explain in this window. So as you see here, we have Cisco CME Router, and this Cisco CME Router, it's connected with this switch, and the switch connected with different IP phones. As you see here, this is locally. If you remember this, this scenario as the scenario what I did in the packet tracer. So as you remembered, we did this for trunk.1q. Sorry about the font here, because I used the mouse to write, so don't worry about this. Take just the concepts and take the information and the knowledge. And we did this, if you remember, we did this as an access, and we did this as an trunk, and we talked about how we can configure it. So I don't want to talk about this, but let's first to talk about Cisco CME Router, which calls Cisco Call Manager Express. So what is that router? This is like an integrated call processing solution, yes, based on Cisco mid-range access router. And this router, or this scenario, can help, yes, the small or medium business to work, yes, with voice over IP. So if your company or if your project, it's a small business or medium business, contain from 10 IP phones to 100 or 120 IP phones, so you can use a router, yes, and this router, it has the Cisco iOS software, and this Cisco iOS software can support the voice over IP communications. So this is the CME router, so I don't need, yes, this is a good one for cost, and yes, to save more cost, so I don't need to use a special servers to support the IP phones. So just I need a router, and this router can support by Cisco iOS. And here in my scenario, I used, be careful if you want to use this before I forget, yes, if you want to use, if you want to make this scenario in your home or in your computer, just use C700 7200. Yes, use this router. Don't use 3700. Why? Because I used this, but it's useless. Why? Because maybe the CPU processing is low, and also the physical memory is low. This is better than this. So, and also this can support yes, many voice over IP commands. So be careful, use 700 if you want to do this successfully in your home. Use 7200 this, and the name of the iOS, it will be this. Yes, I want to be clear with you. Yes, this is, or this, but I used the 7200 Advertise SIC 9 MZ 124. This is the iOS which I use it. So be careful, and here I used just a layer 2 switch. So let's go back there. So we knew now about the CME, and also you have to know also the Cisco IP Communicator. Yes, CME is a part of Cisco IP communication solution. Yes, and works in conjunction the extended Cisco system. So this is a good one, and you can that's one of the benefits or advantages about the CME router here. It is you can connect it with IP phones, you can connect it with data switch directly, you can connect it with another routers here. If you have another routers, you can connect it with another routers, and you can connect it also with, if you have here is a cloud, and this is a cloud, it's work as a PSTN, so you can use this router with this PSTN, and so on. So you can also connect it with analog, also IP analog phone and with IP phone. So this is it will be yes, an advantage for the small or medium business. Also, you should know that CME routers delivers yes, a robust set of telephony, depends on the business. As I said before, it depends on the business. You can, if you have 10 IP phones or up to 100, you can use this CME router or Cisco iOS software to support the IP phones. This allows the customer to take advantage of the benefits of IP communications, yes, without deploying a server. This is a very good advantage. So you don't need a server to deploy a server, yes, based in your solution. You can use just router supported by Cisco IOS, yes, Cisco IOS communication. So this is about the CME router, and let's see about how does CME router works. So it's very important to know how this CME router works. As you remembered here, we have here's in this scenario we have two IP phones, yes, and they are totally under control of CME router. Yes, the CME router here is control for this IP phone and control for this IP phone, and also CME, the Cisco CME system are instructed, yes, and how to place and receive a call. So this is responsible to make a connection between two phones. If phone 1 wants to connect with phone 2, it should go to the CME router here, and CME router goes to the phone 2. So CME router, it's responsible about the connection between IP phones. You can know also IP phones will boot up. So if IP phones, yes, begins to boot up and register Cisco CME router, and if you configure the Cisco CME router here, will be able to set up and to make a calls or from the IP phones. So you can set up the CME router, and directly if it's boot up and begins to work, it can communicate between IP phones. So this is just simple information. And also you have to know the IP phones and the CME routers. This IP phones, yes, and the CME routers here, they used a protocol called SCCP. Yes, so the protocol here SCCP. So this protocol, it's used by the CME and the IP phones. The SCCP, it's abbreviation for Skinny Client Control Protocol. Skinny Client Control Protocol. They called also by Skinny Protocol or Skinny Messages. So here's we will use, sorry about this, what's that? So we want to use a Skinny Client Control Protocol to communicate between the CME and IP phones. So this is very important also to know. This is about this protocol. When a call is placed between two IP phones, it suggests this IP phone number 1 wants to connect or to call with this IP phone number 2. The CME router here, it will be the under control. Yes, it will be the control of this for this communication, and the SSPP protocol, the Skinny Client Control Protocol here is also common as a Skinny protocol. So we are using a Skinny protocol. The Skinny protocol will not go between two IP phones. So you have to know this. The Skinny protocol, yes, the SCCP here doesn't go through two IP phones. So doesn't go through IP phones. Just the SCCP or Skinny protocol goes from CME router between IP phones. Just that, between CME router and IP phone. So this is very good to know also. So let's suppose that once the call is set up, yes, maybe phone number 1, we want to make yes, the real-time transport protocol. Here is also another protocol here. It's called the R. Also, I am sorry about the fonts, but this is what I have. So here is the RTP. Since once the phone number 1 wants to connect with phone number 2, here is the RTP protocol or real-time transport protocol will be used to carry the audio stream. So the RTP here, it's responsible to carry the audio stream between IP phones. So the SSPP protocol or skinny protocol, it's responsible to connection between CME and IP phones, and the RTP here, it's responsible to carry the audio stream between IP phones. So this is a good one to know. Also, the RTP is used to carry voice, yes, to voice inside, yes, inside IP packets. So here is the ITP, it will be inside the IP packets. Yes, the IP packets. The RTP is commonly protocol that is used, as I said before, to carry the audio stream. Yes, with time sensitive. So this is RTP, it's responsible for time sensitive traffic like voice and real-time video. So this is the RTP is responsible for that. So the RTP is carried inside the IP packets, but before that the RTP sorry is carried inside the of UDP. So RTP, it's used UDP. So for this reason, to be fast, yes, to be fast and to be quickly to change or to transport the to exchange or to transport video and voice. So here is I used UDP. So RTP, it's used UDP, and UDP, it will be inside the IP packets. So RTP, it will be carried by IP packets through UDP protocol. So this is what about the CME and how, yes, what kind of protocols they used. So now let's suppose we have a sequence here. IP phone 1 wants to call IP phone 2. How this work? This is it will be 10 steps. Yes, the step number 1, phone number 1 here. Let's suppose he pick up the headset and now he dials the number of IP phone number 2. The step number 2, the digits which is dialed in IP phone 1 will are set through the skinny protocol. So here is IP phone 1 in the first one, he picked up the handset and dialed the digit numbers. So directly IP phone 1, this digit number dials will go through to the CME. So we'll go, I want to use just a red pen here, it's a new because we don't disturb with green color. So we'll use to go, this is step number 2. After I dial the digits, yes number, IP phone will use the skinny protocol, which is SCCP, to go to the CME router. Now CME router here, or CME Express router, knows where the phone B, yes, exists. So here is phone 2, sorry, this is phone 2. So when phone 1 wants to call to the phone 2, they use the skinny protocol to go or to speak with the CME router. He wants to know, he says, hey CME router, I want to connect with dial number, maybe this is dial number 2 and this is dial number 1. He pick up the handset and just type number 2 and go to the skinny protocol to the CME router and tell the CME router, hey, I want to call with someone with digits number 2. Do you know it? How can I reach it through you? So CME routers will know, yes, the direction or the exist of IP phone 2 with dial number 2. Yes, because we registered, yes, because before that we registered 2 IP phones with different dial number or with dial number, yes. So CME router will know where is the IP phone 2 exist, and also CME router will give the IP phone 1 the status of IP phone 2. Maybe it will be busy, maybe it will be on hook or off hook. So this is the responsible, the CME router. So after that, let's suppose, assuming that the phone P is ready to answer, and phone 2 here is, sorry, the phone 2 is ready to answer and is in hook, so it is available, and the CME router will send a skinny, also a skinny messages to tell the phone. So here is another skinny messages here to tell the phone 2, yes, about the incoming call from phone A. So this router or CME router will send a skinny if the IP phone 2 it's available and it is on hook, yes, it's ready to answer, or yes, it's ready to answer to the calling from the IP phone 1. The CME router will send a skinny message to the phone B about the incoming call, and this router will tell the IP phone 2 to begin to ring, yes, to ring. After phone B ring, then after that phone 2 will answer the call. So phone 2 here will answer the call by picking up the handset. So here is another step. After phone 2 here get a skinny messages from CME router, which tells him that the IP phone 1 wants to call you, so begin to ring and begin to answer. After that, CME informs both, after phone 2 pick up the handset, the CME will inform 2 IP phones. So let's use another color here, like blue. After that, CME router will tell 2 IP phones, yes, about the setting on the other, and instruct them to construct the RTP connection. So now, after IP phone 2 pick up the handset and wants to call phone 1, directly CME router will send a messages, or will inform both IP phones router to begin to use the RTP protocol, or to initiate the RTP sessions or connections. After that, IP phones here, this IP phone and this IP phone 1 and 2 will construct as 2 one-way RTP connection. All of them, they are still the two one-way. So this is just one way, and here is just one-way RTP connections. Yes, for the voice to travel between cross B, and one for phone B voice to travel to cross A. So this is the RTP. Here is just one-way RTP, and here is just one-way RTP to go from phone 2 to phone 1, and phone 1 to phone 2. After that, and during this, you can connection between IP phone and IP phone 1 and IP phone 2. So the RTP, it will be responsible to carry the audio stream. So after that, when the call takes place and when the call finish, phone B will hang up, and the skinny message are sent to when phone 2 end the call session or ends the calling, will send, I want just to use the red pen, will send again the skinny messages to the CME router to tell him that, hey CME router, just I finished the call, so take this skinny message. After that, CME will send a skinny message also to the phone 1, yes, and instructed that the call has been disconnected. So I think it's easy. It will start. I want to, yes, to make it conclusion. Start phone 1 wants to call to phone 2. It will send a skinny message to CME router. CME router will check in its configurations and its setting if IP phone 2 exists in its configuration. After that, when it's available, or when it's CME router, when CME router can find the IP phone 2, then we'll send a skinny message to the IP phone 2 to tell him to connected or to answer to the IP phone 1 and begin to ring. After that, IP phone 2 will answer the call. After answering the call, the CME router here will tell, yes, the 2 IP phone to start the RTP connections. After that, 2 IP phones will start to two one-way RTP connections. Here is RTP connections and here is RTP connections to carry, yes, the voice stream. Yes, to carry the voice stream. So and after when phone 2, yes, when phone 2 here ends the calling, will send a skinny message to the CME router, tell him that I finished the call. After that, CME router will send the skinny message to the phone number 2 that tell him that the calling has been connected. So this is about the mechanism how can IP phones 2 connected with each other. So this is a good one to know it. Yes. So and also we want to know if this CME router here, I want just to change with the black, yes, if this CME router here connected with this PSTN, so how can this work? Let's suppose this router, it can connect with PSTN with many different links. As you know, if this router connected with PSTN, it should be like 23 channels, and each channels here it will be trunking. So I don't want to talk about the SIP and how SIP can save money, more money, and save more trunks in this lab. So I want to explain if this CME connected with PSTN and how can connect it with each other. You can know there are different types of connection to the PSTN. Yes, there are different types, including both digital and analog connection. So if CME router wants to connect it with PSTN, there is the analog or digital connection. So this is a very good one to know. And the type of connection will be used dependent on the density. Yes, this is depend on the density of connections needed between the CME and the PSTN. Yes, and also it depends on the cost, and also it depends on the available in the region, and also the interfaces present on the router. Yes, what kind of interfaces I have here in my router. So this is about how can IP phones connected with each other locally. So suppose that we have here is we have here is a serial link here connected with this is a router or CME router here. How can there is maybe also another IP phone with number 3, let's suppose number 3, and once number 1 here wants to dial with number 3. How can this happen? Because this is remotely. So in this way, there is something called H.323 protocol. So the H, yes, dot 3 2, 3 protocol will use to connection or to make a session or to make a connection between IP phones remotely. Yes, so this is a good one to know it. And also suppose we have, here is a dial pair also. If I want to connect, yes, if I want to connect with this CME router and with this CME router, here is I need to something called dial pair, and we have two kind of dial pair. When I want to start to configure in the GNS3, I will show you how this works. So this is what I want to explain it. So we talked about what is the CME router and what is the advantages of CME, and how can make our router to be the CME router or to be supported voice over IP, and what is the SCCP and what is the RTP, and how can IP phone 1 connected with phone 2 locally, and also how IP phone 1 connected with IP phone maybe 3 locally, remotely, sorry, through this protocol H.323. Yeah, 323, sorry, H.323. So this is a good one, or I think it's enough talking. So let's have our configuration now. So now go back to the GNS3. Yes, as you see here, again we have two routers remotely, and this router connected with this layer 2 switch. I want to know that this is, yes, this switch, just I want to configure it simply because, yes, the GNS3 doesn't support the layer 2 switch. Yes, so it's very sad to know it, but I did the configuration, layer 2 configuration in Packet Tracer, so don't worry, you can go back to the last videos about the IP phones in Packet Tracer, and you can see how we can configure switches or layer 2 switch to be connected with CME and with IP phone. So this is easy. As you see here, I have, this is network address 10.15.0.0 for this network, and 10.10.0.0/24 for this network. This CME router 1 connected with IP phone with Windows 7. This is, I have Windows 7 here, and this is cloud. It's connected with the loopback interface. So if you want to see that, this is a loopback interface. Yes, so this is a loopback interface. Just you can just like this and add it and click apply and OK. So now I can connect it with the loopback interface which exists here. So you can go there to show you. Yes, if you see here, this is the loopback, Microsoft loopback interface, local area connection 2, just like this, and I want to see the status here, details. So I configured the IP addresses with 10.15.0.11 as you see here, 10.15.0.11, here is .11, and 10.15.0.1, this is the gateway for this router. So this is this loopback for this CME router, and also this CME router 2 connected with this switch, and the switch connected with this cloud, and this cloud, it's for the connected with this VMnet 8, which connected with VMware. So this is VMnet.8. Yes, VMnet.8. So if you go there, you can use VMnet here's .8, just like this, click add and click apply, OK. So now it's connected with the XP Windows here, which is in this VMware. So I have here is a VMware here, and this VMware, it has also the connections like this. If you want to see, like this, look at this. Sorry. This is 10.10.0.11, so this is, it will take this 10.10.0.11, and the gateway is 10.10.0.1. 10.10.0.1, this is the gateway for this router. So this is a very information to do it. You can go there and make setting here in VMware, and you can choose here is a NATing. This is NAT or a bridge or host only, and you can say customize. So just choose the NAT here and click OK. After that you can go there and you can go to the properties and yes, put it what is your address here like this manually. So here is, I don't want to use the DHCP as I did in the packet tracer. Yes, just I want to add the IP addresses manually. So I don't want to use a DHCP as I did in the packet tracer video. And also here, as you see here, these two routers, they are connected with each other through serial link with this network with 172.16.1.0/24. This is .1 and this is .2. So now we are going to configure the first one, this Cisco CME 1. We are going to configure to connect it with dial peer with this IP phone 2, which is remotely in the different area. So let's begin now. Let's go to the CME 1. Here is it. As you see here, it's a clean router. Just before that, I want just to change the host name with Cisco CME 1. Yes, and I want just to configure the pre-requested configuration. I want just to see my IP interfaces. So interface serial 10, the IP address is 72.16.1.1 255.255.0. Click create and no shutdown. Interface fast Ethernet 2.0. Yes, the IP address is 10.15.0.1 255.255.255.0. No shutdown. So here is, I want to use a default route to go to this network. So I want to use IP route here 0.0.0.0 with the next hop is 172.16.1.2. So that's good to be reachable to the remotely. So now just I want to ping to the loopback interface in Windows 7, which is 10.15.0.11. Can I go there? Yes, that's good. So now I can make a ping. So if you go there, just to be sure, ping to the 10.15.0.1. What is that? Yes. So that's good. We can reachable between this cloud and this CME router here. So now we finished just to verify show IP route here. Yes, so that's good. So now let's go to just to verify show IP interface brief to verify the serial link here. Yes, but it's down because we didn't finish. Now go to the Cisco CME 2. It's a clear router. So now enable conft. Just before that, change the host name to the Cisco CME 2. Yes. Now I want to just go to the interface serial 10. Sorry, IP interface IP address 72.16.1.2 255.255.255.0. No shutdown. Now interface fast Ethernet 2.0. IP address is 10.10. What is that? 10.10.0.1 255. 255.0, sorry, 0. Now shut down. Now I should see show IP route here. Yes. I want just to add also IP default, the default route to reach the remotely. It works. Next hop is 172.16.1.1. That's good. Show IP route here. Yes. Did I show IP route? Yes, I have a default route here. So now I want just to make a ping to the Windows XP to this 10.10.0.11. Can I go there? Yes, that's good. I can go there. So can I go to remotely to this? Yes, to this network. Let's see. Ping 10.15.0.11. Yes, that's good. So we have complete reachability between two networks here, so that's good. So now what we want to do here, we finish this, so just go to this, to the Windows XP, and go to the CMD. I want just to make a ping to the 10.15.0.11. yes, so that's good. So now I have full reachability here, and now we want to just to show you how can we should see this. We want to the Cisco IP Cisco IP Communicator, sorry. I want to yes, I set up here in my Windows 7, and also I set up here in XP, so they are, yes, they are ready here and here. So just open it, just click, double click here and double click here. Yes. This is for to, yes, to adjust the audio, no problem. Next. Play. So that's good, it's working. And test like this. Yes, it's working now. So next, finish. Now make a test also. So this is, look at this, they wants to default, yes, TFTP server. I want to show you how can do it, but just let's finish this in XP here. Just play. Stop. That's good. Next, test also here. That's good, it's working. So stop and next, finish. They will ask about the TFTP server now. Yes, enable, no problem. So now look at this. Yes, the IP phone for Windows 7, I want to add the IP server or TFTP server is 10.15.0.1, which is for this interface. So go to this for Windows 7, 10.15.0.1, 10.15.0.1. also the second one is that they are the same. Look at this. Here's, I have Microsoft loopback adapter here. I want to choose it. So I want to choose Microsoft loopback adapter. So this is, just click OK. And for XP it will be 10.10.0.1. This is for XP. Go to the XP here. Sorry, 10.0.1. The secondary is 10.10.0.1 also. So just click OK. Yes. Okay, no problem. Yes, now I have, here is, this is the IP phone, Cisco IP Communicator, and also it should be there also. Takes time, just, yes. Look at this. I don't see anything here because I didn't configure it yet in the CME routers. So just take a time. Yes, now also here is working, so that's good. Now we are going to configure it. The first one, we are going to the CME one. So now look at this. Here is telephony server. Look at this. I have two choices here. I have the manual. If I hit enter directly, I will go to do it manually. So I don't want to do it manually because I did it before in the packet tracer video. Here is, I want to show you how can we configure it by automatically by setup mode. So I want just to hit setup here and enter. Look at this. The first question here, this asks you if you want to set up the DHCP service. So I don't want here DHCP, so click no, choose no. Do you want to restart telephony service setup? Yes, choose yes. Now enter the IP source address. This is the IP source address for Cisco IOS, which is for the CME1. CME1 is 10.15.0.1, which is for this interface directly connected with IP phone. Hit enter. Now the skinny port here, I want to use 2000. Yes, just by default. How many IP phones do you want to configure it? Just I want just here is I have one IP phone for each pod. Here is I have pod number 1 and pod number 2. Here is I just have one phone. If I have another phone, choose 2, 3 choose 3, and so on. So now click OK. Now do you want it one line? I don't want it. Yes. Here is choose the English language 0 and choose the area, whatever. Now the extension number here, I want to use 555 like 21. This is the extension. This is the dial number or the dial number for IP phone number 1, 55521. Hit enter. Do you directed invalid dial service for all? Just no, I don't want now. And do you want to forward calls voice message? No. Do you want to change? Here is no also. Now I registered. That's good for the dial number. If you go there, you can see this. Yes, it becomes registering. Yes, that's good. So now if you go there, show ePhone. I don't have anything yet. Show run. Sorry, show run here. Just I want to see configuration here. Look at this telephony service. This is a ePhone dial number 1 and number. This is the number. So ePhone 1, it doesn't have yes the button command. So it's no problem now. So if you go conft, I want to go to the ePhone dial number 1. Just I want to choose the name. The name here is for Windows 7. Description is IP phone Windows 7. So that's good. Now we did the number, so that's good. Now exit and ePhone 1. Here is I want to choose the button here. Look at this. I want to choose first of all I can use keep alive. The keep alive message, it is the message between the IP phone and the CME router. So this is I want by default it's 30 seconds. Here is I want to choose 10 seconds. Here is I want to use a button. The button here, look at this. The button here, this is it's give you the example. The button here, the first digit, it's for the button number here, which is here in this IP phone. I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I have 8 yes button here. The first one is the first number is for the button and the second for the IP phone. So look at this. I want just the first one here. So this is the first button to be for the first phone or the phone number 1. So just hit enter like this. And if you want to make, if you have more than, look at this, if you have yes more than Now I have registered. Look at this. After I did the button here, I have registered. Yes, so IP phone here is now ready. Look at this. I change. Here is my number. Yes, but I want to because the name here is I need to make a reset. I will show you why. So look at this. But before that, if you have more than, yes, if you have another IP phone here in the locally, so you can choose the second one, yes, for the second phone, like this. I want to show you how, like this. The second one here, you have to do that like this, and you have the second button, it will be for the second IP phone, like this. And if you have the another, yes, the third IP phone, you can see the third button, it will be for the third IP phone, like this. So but because I have one IP phone here, I will have just one button command. So that's easy. Now just put like this, so that's good. Have reset here, so I want to make just a reset. Yes, because I want to name to be clear, because I didn't have a name here. It should be Windows 7. Let me see. I don't see the name here. It should be there, the name. So let's go again to the CME with a show ePhone. Now I have it down because yes, this is the dial number 1. This is the button 1, and the dial number is 1. Yes, the dial number is 1 for the IP phone number 1. So this is good one. Now it's in idle state, so that's good. This is the number, and this is the IP address which is taken by that manually. This is the kind, the mode is Cisco IP Communicator, IP phone communicator. So this is CIPC. The version is 5. So that's good. Now go to the second one here, and we are going to configure it to make it ready to contact. So now go to Cisco CME 2. Now show IP, we just, yes, conft. Now telephony service setup. I don't want the DHCP. Yes, I want to start setup mode. The IP, it's here is the IP. It will be 10.10.0.1. Sorry, .1. .1. This is IP address for fast Ethernet 2.0. So now click OK. By default the port is 2000. I want it. How many phones? Just one IP phone. Dual, no. Here is the language and location. The extension number is I wanted 666, but I choose there. Just I want to see 55521. So here's 66622. I want to use that. So now like this. Do you have dual? No, no, no. So now change state to up. That's good. Now I want to go there, the ePhone, the number 1. I want just to choose the name. It's for XP. Description is IP phone for Windows XP. So that's good. Now exit, go to the ePhone number 1. The button here is 1, also 1. Sorry, 1, also 1. So that's good. Now button now 1.1, because I want here, go there. I want just to make it ready. Now it's ready. That's good. Now it's ready. That's good. 6662222. So that's very good. Now show ePhone. Show ePhone. As I have them at number 1. Yes, the button number 1 is for dial number 1. So this is the button number 1 is for the dial number 1, and the number is 666.222.22, and 10.10.10.0.11. this is the IP address for the IP phone. So that's good. The status is idle, it's working. So here is the name. It's not appear here. It's 55521. So the name here is, maybe we forgot something command here. Let's go there. conft. Before that, just show run. We have description. The name, yes, we have something called label. Yes, conft. Now go to the ephone number 1, and the label is, here's ephone 1. I think it's not in the ephone exit, it's inside ephone. Is the number 1, and label here is Windows 7. Windows 7. Now I think it's it will works now. Exit. Now go to the ephone 1, make it reset. Yes, go there. Now I should see the name of button here. Yes, now this is Windows 7. This is the number, this is the name with Windows 7, and the number is 55521. So now show ephone. Yes, so now this is the number for this Windows 7. So that's good. Now go to the CME 2 and change the label also for Windows XP. Here is the label. So exit ephone, the number 1. That's for let me see here, label for XP. Now go back, make a reset for ephone 1, make reset here. Yes, go to the VMware Windows 7. Now I should see yes, now I see the name is XP. So now just I want to show you something, the button command here. I want to apply like this. Yes, let me see. Just I want to add, go back, make to telephony service. I want to just to add the maximum dial number here is 2, and the maximum ephone is 2. I want to add just extra 1. Just I want to show you how can I assorted or to be arranged in the IP phone. So now go to the ephone, the number 1, and give it name is XP2 with label XP2. No problem. So now I want just to make exit. Just we change in del 1. So no, just this is XP and this is label XP. Just go back. I want to go to the 2 and give it name is XP2 and label is XP2. So that's good. I want to give it a number is 66623 like this. Yes. So now I want to go to the ephone number 2, and here is I want just to make a button here for the button number 2. The button number 2 I want it for sorry, the button number 1 I wanted for the IP phone number 1, and the button number 2, here is it, I want it for the IP phone number 2. Can I go do that? So I can't do this because, yes, because I don't have the IP phone here, I don't have a MAC address, just this is a virtual. So I can go to the ephone number 1 and make this command. Here's it, go back there just to explain it. I want the button number 1, it will be for the IP phone number 1, and the button number 2, this is button number 2, I want it for the IP phone number 2. So now it should work. So make a reset, just yes. Now just I want to show you how this happened, how it looked like. Look at this, yes, the button number 1 is for XP, this is phone number 1, and the button number 2 is for XP2, and so on. If you have a third phone, you can choose the third button for the IP phone number 1. So you can, yes, you can change the sort or the arrangement as you want. So that's good. So I am going just to make it to 1 because I don't want to this. Make reset, yes, and exit, and just go back to the telephony service. Maximum ephone, sorry, the maximum ephone is just 1. Please remove ephones 2. So go back, no ephone 2. Just we can do that by the number ephone 2, yes, and ephone 2. So that's, I guess we remove it. Just go back, conft telephony service, maximum ephone, sorry, maximum ephone is 1, yes, and maximum the number is, it is, you can choose 2, no problem. So now go show run here. Yes, so just like this. So just make a reset for ephone number 1. Yes. Show ephone. Yes, just I have a 1, so that's good. So now we did this. So we saw how can we configure the button with, yes, with more than one IP phone. Now we are going to configure to make IP phone number 1 to be connected with IP phone number 2, yes, to be because we have here is remotely, not locally. So what we are going to do here, we are going to the CME number 1, and here we are going to conft, and there is something called dial peer. The dial peer here, I want to choose it if I have the IP phone, they are remotely, yes, they are not connected directly with the CME router. So here is, I have many choices here. I have to choose voice here, and the tag, it will be, I will choose 1. Look at this, here's I have many, yes, choices. Here's I want to talk about this voice over IP and POTS. POTS, it's abbreviation for plain telephony service, plain old telephony service, yes, and voice over IP, it says voice over IP. So here is, you can choose this or this. You can choose the POTS here if you have a PSTN, if you have a PBX, if you have a telephony or a traditional telephone, you can use this POTS. If you choose this, I want to show you here, and just you can choose hit enter. After hit enter like this, you can go to make a ports. So this is a very important to do it. So you can do this, the session target. Session targets, you don't have to do it here in the POTS, inside POTS, but here you want to do the ports, and this port, it will be, the ports will be exit, yes, to the PSTN or to the, yes, to traditional telephone. So just like this, I want just type, because we don't have, here is a PSTN or telephony service, so we don't want to use bots. Here is, we want to use the voice over IP. Just I want to choose a tag number 2, yes, because tag number 1 it is, yes, take for the pots, so tag number 2 it will be for voice over IP. So hit enter here. Here is, you have just to add 2 commands. The first one, you have to choose the session target. The session target here, you can choose a word. This is a string for the session target. You can choose IP version 4. For the IP address for the next hop is, it will be 172.16.1.2. Yes, look at this, 172.16.1.2 for, yes, CME2, like this. And also you have to choose destination, something called destination patterns. Look at this, destination patterns. We have in destination patterns many ways, or many ways to apply it. We have something called like a star, or we have like it's called also a pound key, yes, or a star key. And also we have a plus key, we have a comma. You can choose a comma like this, you can choose 9,255, like 5555. What does that mean, the comma here? The comma here, I use it if I connected with the PSTN. Why I need comma here? The comma here inserts just 1 second pause, yes, 1 second pause between digits. So it is after I ring this 555, it will start with 9. So after I ring with 9, yes, the router here, the CME router, it will wait just 1 second. Yes, the 1 second, exactly if I connected with PBX or with PSTN. So here is, I need to wait a second for processing, yes, for the processing between PSTN and the CME. So here is like this. This is for comma. And what if I used star, maybe like this, maybe star or hash key, not hash key, it's called pound. Yes, it's called here is a pound. What does that mean? Like this, look at this, we can choose 555 1212. It is 888. Is I can use this, the pound key. What does that mean? If I use this, if I used this, yes, keyword, the hash key or the pound here, they used or need to be used when passing a call to automatically application that requires their characteristic to single the use of special features. For example, if I want to dial this number 555-1212, just I want to end the session to go to this extension 888 and end the session by this pound key. So the telephone number is 555-1212. This is the telephone number. Sorry, this is the telephone number. Is it clear? Yes, this is the telephone number, and the input code, it will be 888 followed by pound key here to terminate, yes, the input inquiry, or which is called the IVR. IVR, it's interactive voice response. So I need here's the pound key to end the session of IVR. So this is the what I called for the pound key. You can use also something called dot. The dot here is for period. They call it period. Like, look at this. I am in CME, isn't it? Yes. So now I want to connect with this IP phone, and this IP phone, what is the number here? just go to remember it, show run. You see here's what is the number here. The number is 666 666 22. So here is, look at this. If I do that like this, 666 2 and dot, look at this. Here is, I have, it will start with 666 2 and dot here, it is will start from 0 to 9 digits. And if I did this, I will have just a 10 uniquely addresses devices. If I have 10 uniquely addresses devices, I can use just dot, which is mean 666 2.1 2.0 2.1 20 sorry 21 22 23 24 until 29. So if I make like this 00, here is, I have 100 devices. This is, I can use 100 because 10 multiplied by 10, it will equal 100 addresses devices. So that's easy. Now I want to use something, and also there is something called the brackets like this. If you use the brackets, where is the brackets? Here, like this. Yes, here's and this. If you did this, this is the brackets. What does that mean? That means only a single number here, characteristic from 0 to 9 are allowed in the range. What does that mean? Look at this. I have 6 here, 6 6 2 2. What I can do that? I can do that like this. 666 brackets. I can choose from 0 to 2 and close the brackets, and I can just like this to dot. That means that it will take 666 start with 666 number, and from 0 to 2, so 666 0 or 666 1 or 666 2. So this is what we have if we do this brackets. After that, I have, here is a dot sign, which is mean it will be from 0 to 9, so it will include this number. So that's good. I want to choose this. This is the destination patterns. Yes. So now here is, I just I finished this. Can I, let's try, can I make IP phone from IP phone 1 to 2? Just try it. Can I go to the IP phone, just click like this? Yes, we have a nice sound now. 666 2. Look at this. Now I have a ring here. Look at this. That's very interesting. Yes, now look at this. I have a call from Windows 7. So, and the Windows 7, this is number 55521. So I can just click answer like this, and you can see the voice. So I have just the echo just in call, just like this. So that's good. So how can do that? Because I didn't do, yes, the configuration dual peer in CME2. So can I go from IP phone 2 to go to the IP phone 1? So I didn't do my configuration in dual peer in CME2. So let's try it and make a dial here for 55521. Look at this. This is unknown number because this IP phone send skinny message to the CME2, and CME2 he says to the ephone 2, hey, I don't know about this number, so don't try to call it. So this is unknown number. Look at this. So it will not work. So you can know this information. This is a very interesting one. So now how can do that? Look at this. Because I didn't configure the dial peer here, if I make, yes, the dial peer just in the CME1, and something called, it will create it like dial peer default 0. So dial peer default 0 here, it will just work for the inbound, not for the outbound. So if the CME2 yes, receive a dial peer or receive a message from CME2, CME1, it will go to the IP phone 1, because here is something called the default peer 0, and it will work for inbound just. But if IP phone 2 wants to call to the IP phone 1, it will not work by the default 0. So it will, because it is for outbound, and the dial peer default, it will not work for the outbound, just for the inbound. So take this in your consideration. So go to the CME2 and just complete our configuration here. Just I want to open CME1. Is show run. I want just to know the number here. Yes, this is the number. Now you can go dial peer voice. Here is the dial peer voice. I choose number 2, tag number 2 with voice over IP. Now the session target is IP version 4, which is 172.16.1.1. This is, so now destination patterns. I want to choose, look at this, here is, I want to choose another kind of destination patterns. I want to choose 555.2.0, which is include 2.0 and 2.1. Here is, I have 2.1, so it will include 2.1. So just like this. Now I think it's ready. You can go to the Windows XP here to dial for 555.2.1. So sorry, now 5552. Look at this. This is the enter number here. This is the room number 1. So now I have a calling here. Look at this. This is a good one. So that's good. So now end call. So that's good. Now we have a connection between IP phone 2 and IP phone 1, and IP phone 1 with IP phones 2. So that was interesting thing. I want to show you something here about, yes, as we did this. Look at this. I have one new missed call. So I have this. How can I go there? You can go like this, and here's missed call, and this is missed call from XP66622. So that's good to check it. So that was everything today about the IP phone to configure it remotely. And we talked about yes, what is the CME and how CME, yes, does it work, and how does it work locally and yes, remotely, and what is the POTS, and what is the also the voice over IP by the dial peer, by the dial peer. And we talked about how to configure the IP phone communicator and how to configure it by the loopback and VMware. So that's I think it's a nice video to understand it, and I hope it's valuable for everyone who wants to know about the basic configuration of IP phone for small and medium business. So that was everything, and I hope to see you in the next video, inshallah. So bye bye.